Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video is a big one, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, because this is the part of the movie where we've been embarrassed, we've been down, we've had to recover ourselves, find ourselves, get better, and now we have the chance at redemption. Can somebody contact Jean-Claude Van Damme and ask how this bad boy ends? Because let's be fair, he was in it. But before we go any further into today's video, just a friendly reminder between me and if you are new around here and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, it's free, it's right down there, it doesn't cost you anything, it just helps us, the nation, well and truly on our way towards 55k. We've just recently at 32,000, cannot thank you guys enough. Let's just keep this momentum going and let's stay on the charge. Now, all joking and intro stuff to one side, let's get serious for a moment, because I don't know how you feel about this one, but this one just feels honestly so freaking personal. I've never wanted to smash a team so badly apart from Celtic before, ever, but Progress is right at that level right now because they well and truly embarrass us. I mean, how many times over the last 2 years have you had the progression joke? Or if we win a game, oh, how's the progress going? How's Gerrard's progress on the Rangers? It's been like that for 2 years. I'm absolutely sick of it and I'm tired of seeing Pedro Caixinha in a hedge. Let's put it to bed here, Rangers, and slap them silly. We could potentially kill that meme and get back to saying the word progress without feeling like someone's kicked us right in the crown jewels. Now, I don't know why I punched in the crown jewels when I said kick. Probably because I'm not that flexible to get the foot up on the camera. Now, as embarrassing and as painful as the last result was, I think if you look at Rangers today compared to what they were back then, it is complete and utter night and day material. We are a completely different animal to the team that was embarrassed by this lot the last time. And I'm not trying to jinx myself by saying this, but I'm pretty damn confident going into this game that we will have a happy outcome because we deserve it as a fans, and some of the players like Tavernier and Ryan Jack, who was a part of that team that got embarrassed by that, deserve it just as equally as much as us. And it's not just the cliche of we're a better team now than we were back then. In fact, if you look at it just at a details perspective, our strength and depth is fantastic. We have a bench now that's fully capable of winning a game. We didn't have that last time when it was all going wrong in that second leg and we had nothing to bring on for the bench. We've now got game changers that's ready and willing to fight for that jersey because they know if they make an impact from the bench, they could be pushing the starting 11. And it's not even just from the players' perspective. If you look at the two managers, we now have a manager who is willing to make the brave calls for the starting 11, but also tweak the game as the game's gone on and is willing to change his formation if it isn't going right. And also, we didn't have a long-haired Josh Windass at the back post missing a free header right over the bar. I'm fine, I'm over it. Honestly, I'm over it. Now, as you can expect, the previous failure versus Progres Niederkorn was one of the main topics of discussion and ahead of the Rangers official press conference with Steven Gerrard and Jermaine Defoe. That was kind of the main talking point that they always brought back to Gerrard, and I was very interested to see what his opinion was going to be and what was he going to say about the previous failure. And I'm not just being biased when I say this, but I think Steven Gerrard handled it perfectly because he did reflect on the past in a way, talking about the people that was hurt because of that performance, but he turned the attention not to focus on the past, to just look at them as a team now, not thinking about everything that happened in the past. Look at this team, show them the respect, and go into this game with the right mentality and the same mentality as they had versus St Joseph to get the job done. As always though, Steven Gerrard always seems to leave like a little message for at least one of his players. Every single time there's a press conference ahead of a big game or an important game, Gerrard sends at least one message to one player that's going to be in the starting 11, and this week's one was the captain himself, was obviously a part of the squad last time. And this is what Steven Gerrard's message was to Captain Tavernier. He said, "I had a lot of positive highs and lows as a player. Fortunately for the likes of James, he has the chance to go and right a wrong, and I expect him to drive his team on." End quote right there. That's perfect. That's all you need to say. Put the pressure on the captain, show he can live up to the captain's armband, and he can inspire the players and make sure every single one of the players that's going to be in that starting 11 knows how much it means to not only the fans, but the captain himself. Now, something else that's worth noting now, I know I've already mentioned it, but Jermaine Defoe was the player that was selected to go along with Steven Gerrard with the press conference ahead of tomorrow's game. And if you've been following the prediction videos for the 2 years me and thee have been doing it, the player that's alongside the manager usually starts in the match they're speaking about. Now, does that mean Jermaine Defoe is getting the nod ahead of the hat-trick hero Alfredo Morelos himself, or could it just be a little hint or a little teaser that Rangers are going gun blazing and playing both Jermaine Defoe and Alfredo Morelos versus Progress? Because we all know they're going to sit with 2 banks of 4 and just hit the long ball to their pacey striker. They've done it every single round that they've played, and they do it pretty much every single game, especially away from home. So are Rangers going to play them both because they're red hot in form and ready to go? That could just be a little spoiler. And that leads me perfectly to my first question of today's episode. What formation and which personnel do you want to see versus Progres Niederkorn? Do you want us to go up top and just absolutely go for them, or do you want to keep with what has got us here and stick with the formation? And if it is going to be Jermaine Defoe, bring on Alfredo Morelos in the second half when they start to tire. We could honestly play either way, but if I was to guess, I'm pretty sure that Gerrard will stick with the same formation that got us to the dance floor. However, throughout the rest of the press conference, the way he answered questions and the way he responded to certain things, I'm pretty sure that he is sending every single one of these Rangers players out with the mindset to kill this game off in this leg. He's talked about going out with a fast start, going after them for the very first whistle, and if they get themselves ahead, not to take their foot off the gas at all. He wants to see the same ruthlessness that they showed St. Joseph, which was a smashing in both leg. That is what he's challenged every single one of these players to go ahead and do. And if they don't do it, he'll bring in other hungry players that are willing to do it. And that's what I want from a manager ahead of a press conference. I want to hear that he wants to go out and smash opponents. I didn't want to hear the cookie cutter answers like, oh, it's going to be a tough game, this and that. I want to hear the players are going for a kill, and that is what we got with this press conference. However, let's take a sidestep from the press conference and move to some team news then, because we actually have 2 departures to give you an update on. Starting off with the very first one, it's going to be the Viking himself, Mr. Jack Alnwick. Now, he has joined Blackpool on a season-long loan. Now, what's very interesting about this transfer is the fact that his contract ends at the end of this season, so this loan is pretty much just a thank you and I'll never see you again. He is expected to sign a pre-contract in January with the 6 months to go to his deal, whether it's to Blackpool or someone else. It's fully expected that Jack Alnwick will not be back at the Glasgow Rangers. Now, it's unfortunate because he is a very good goalkeeper. However, he's just been really unfortunate the fact that we have 2 better goalkeepers at our club, and also Robbie McCrory, who has been talked up to be the long-term successor of Alan McGregor. Now, I can imagine straight away there's already people jumping in the comment section so frustrated that we're not just selling people, and why are we not getting rid of them? Why are we loaning this guy out to then sign a pre-contract and leave for free? It doesn't make any sense. Well, all I can say is the fact that when we sign these players, we sign them with silly money, silly wages, and clubs just aren't prepared to match that offer. So that is why we're forced to do loans and run their contracts down. We're still doing it with Herrera, who's sitting on 20 grand a week, and the guy's in Mexico and he's never played for 2 years. We're still playing for those silly transfer mistakes, and I just think Jack Alnwick is one of these other players as well who's on a good wage that clubs aren't willing to match at the moment. So I can understand the frustrations, but it's well and truly our fault for doing stupid, silly deals. Now, talking about stupid and silly deals, that leads us to the second departure of this week, and it's none other than Kyle Lafferty. Now, this one was announced about an hour ago, and he has had his contract mutually terminated. That's right, we're not even loaning him out, we're not giving him away to someone for free, we've actually paid the guy off. The only thing we could say about this transfer is it pretty much confirms now that Kyle Lafferty was one of those players that Gerrard labelled embarrassing, saying he had no work rate or desire to be at his Rangers team. Now, it's unfortunate because I thought this time Kyle Lafferty would seize his opportunity and take it with both hands, but again, it just seems like he's just wasted another chance today, what we've all dreamed about, and that is play for the Glasgow Rangers. So what's your thoughts and opinions about Kyle Lafferty being mutually terminated from the club? However, it isn't all doom and gloom. Nah. We have one little positive point to mention, and that's the fact that John Flanagan is now back at training. That's obviously because he is recovering from his hernia surgery, so it's good to see Flanny Alves back at training, and hopefully we see Flanny Alves doing Flanny Alves things very soon. And as Rocky Boy Johnson is making an appearance in today's prediction video, Gerrard also confirmed that every single other player is fully fit and fighting for the jersey, so no other fresh injury concerns apart from Flanny Alves, who was obviously having surgery. And now that we've recapped the press conference, broken down the team news, and also discussed Progres Niederkorn, all that's left is the prediction. So while you're getting your prediction down there in the comment section below, I will give you mine very briefly. I am going to go with a Rangers 4, Progress 0. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, my goal scorers, Jermaine Defoe double. I'm going to go with Jordan Jones to finally get his first goal for the football club. It's been coming for a couple of games. And last but not least, I'm going to back the captain. He's got a lot to play for in this game, and I believe he will put it right. Captain Tavernier is my other goal scorer. And now that we've got our prediction out there, it's time to jump over to Twitter and hear from the people. There's been 1,332 votes. Thank you so much for getting involved. 1% votes for the draw. 5% votes for Progress. Well, we know the other side of Glasgow's been involved. But we're far and away winner with 94% of the votes is Rangers. So let's see what the people had to say. Sonny Stevenson writes in 3-0 to Rangers. Ojo to score 2 and Connor goes in to steal someone's goal. Danny Taylor writes in 5-0 to Rangers. Ojo, Morelos, Dockery, Jordan Jones. We like that. And also because he's overdue a goal, I'm going to go with Jermaine Defoe as well. Roy O'Neill writes in 4-0. Thank you very much. We agree. He's gone with a Morelos dirty double, Ojo and Ryan Jack to score. God, I love that. Stevie Brown writes in revenge is on. 5-0 to the famous. Defoe to score 2. Morelos to score 2. And a Captain Tavernier pen. In the last 2 or 3 that we'll read out, the first one comes in from Alan Douglas. He writes 6-0 to the famous. Alfie to score 2. Aribo, Arfield, Katic, Jermaine Defoe. Billy K writes in 4-0 to Rangers. Defoe, Morelos to score 2. Tav, Arfield, Ojo, Barisic, Aribo. That's more than 4, Billy. And the last one we'll read out in tonight's video, we'll scroll up here, we'll scroll down here, and we'll stop it right here. And this one comes in from Julio Finlay, and he writes in, mate, I want a full strength team out tomorrow. Take no prisoners. 4-0. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in this blistering heat, we have finally reached the end of today's video, because not only do we have the heat outside, we have the 2 lamps just constantly on the noggin. So yeah, let's end today's video by thanking the Patreons, because I cannot thank you guys enough. These are absolute legends. If you would like to support the channel directly, the links for that is down there in the description below. And as always, I've been CJ Over 92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.